So Dean Joffe is just the person trying to do things differently in this world. We are taught a certain way, we're told to do certain things in life, and we're told to follow certain paths. I'm trying to disrupt that. I'm trying to change the way people think, the way people transact, and the way people view their daily lives and challenges. So Bitfund is an online cryptocurrency investment platform. We allow users to create their own cryptocurrency investment portfolio or select from one of our 3 specified portfolios. And what we do is the buying, selling, rebalancing and cold storage of these portfolios. What we're doing is we're removing the barriers to entry of getting into cryptocurrency through allowing users to invest in a diversified cryptocurrency portfolio. There are 2 responses we generally get. The first response is you're absolutely mad, you're wasting your time and you're in an industry that is going to zero. And the second response is you're in a new innovative space, you're identifying new projects and you are actually on something that is going to change the world as we know it. In the first instance, for those who are skeptical, the response is always downside. They're going to look at volatility of crypto assets, they're going to look at what the value of the underlying crypto assets are, and they're going to pose a whole lot of other questions to you that don't necessarily make sense to them. On the flip side, we have the people that are saying you're creating a very easy product that is easy to use, it's familiar with what we traditionally know, it brings about innovation to the market, and it helps diversify our portfolios. So the responses differ, and the responses differ by categories. The people that are normally more skeptical are institutions, and that's because they have to go through all their different governance and policy considerations. And on the flip side, the people that are normally more bullish are the people that are your retail clients and that are looking for alternative assets that are easy to get into, simplified, and don't have barriers to entry. So the response honestly differs on the people we're speaking to. And I guess the biggest thing we've realized over the last 4 years is that as time goes on and as crypto assets become more of a prominent asset class, people are becoming more familiar with it, and there is a lot more positive conversation around it. There are a few value propositions. The first is simplicity. People are busy, they don't have time to look at and diversify their crypto assets, rebalance it and keep track of all their different cryptocurrencies. So what we do is we're a simplified platform that allows people to invest a specific amount in it, and we go buy all the underlying crypto assets and rebalance it on a weekly basis. The second is education. Once you've invested in one of our portfolios, not only do we provide you with fact sheets on how the performance of your portfolio is doing, if it's one of the pre-specified, but we also provide information on each of the underlying crypto assets, so you can see what the crypto asset's about, what its past performance is, and how it fits into the top 20 crypto assets, for example. Above that, we're providing cold storage to ensure that your crypto assets are kept safe. And the last thing we do is we provide transaction reporting so you can see each and every single trade that has taken place on your crypto portfolio. There's actually a really good story behind it which I need to share. 2017 came and myself and my 3 other co-founders were sitting around a table considering how we invest in different assets. And at the time, Bitcoin was a new asset class. It was trading at $700, and it was really something that interested us. And we decided to put money together and buy Bitcoin, and it's exactly what we did. And shortly after we bought Bitcoin, we saw the price going up, and we said, hold on, this is a new asset class. This has got really cool technology underneath it. Maybe we should look at other crypto assets. And at the time, we decided to then buy Ethereum. Unfortunately, Ethereum wasn't available in South Africa, and we decided to send some of our funds offshore through a swift process, which landed up being extremely complicated. And after a huge hiccup, we realized that, hold on, we're actually onto something. There is an extremely difficult path to getting an on-ramp onto crypto, but the underlying economics of crypto assets are something that is actually fundamental and has value. And at the time, we were looking at things such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and a couple of others that were prominent at the time. So after doing a bit of research and realizing that there were 2 main issues, the first being the on-ramps into crypto, and the second actually being that there's actual value underlying these assets, we realized that this is something we cannot miss out on. So what makes crypto so exciting to us and such a cool asset class for us is the underlying technology and how it's changing the way we know business as it is. In fact, if we look at things such as the way people transact with stores of value, it's something that's changing the way people usually transact. If we're looking at underlying protocols such as in the DeFi space or other spaces, crypto assets are really an answer to changing all of that. So when we look at this technology, we realize that there's a huge opportunity and it would be almost absurd to miss out on it. So what makes us different is the fact that we are not actually an exchange, but we're a platform that allows users to get access to a wide variety of crypto assets. When we created the business, we said to ourselves, what is the easiest fiat on-ramp into the crypto space, and what is a product that investors would be familiar with to their traditional assets? And ordinarily, investors are invested in portfolios of different forms of assets, and we said to ourselves the best way to get exposure to a diversified basket of crypto assets is through creating a product around that. So Bitfund is connected to various exchanges. We use the exchanges to buy and sell the crypto assets. But the benefit and what makes us different is we've built technology that is able to get best execution on the various exchanges. So through our algorithms, we're able to consolidate the different price points, see where the best execution is, and execute on that relevant exchange. So we're almost a layer before the exchange. We use them to facilitate the transactions, but our core product is around creating portfolios of crypto assets so investors get a wide variety of exposure to different forms of crypto assets. First lesson relating to crypto is that if you're a crypto business and your fees are determined based on your assets under management like us, your business fluctuates with the market. So when the market's pumping, your business is pumping for two reasons. Number one is your fees are generated based on the assets under management. And secondly is actually FOMO. When consumers see their friends, family getting involved in crypto assets, they're bound to get involved and you're going to see a lot of uptake. So the first key lesson is that your business is based on market trends. And the most important factor is to try predict those market trends. So in the downtimes, you're able to handle the significant loss in fees, which ultimately affects the bottom line of your business. The second lesson in I guess, Bitfund is that entrepreneurship is no easy road. In fact, when you start off, it's almost the honeymoon phase where you're excited, you've got cool people on board, you're developing really cool products. But when it comes to actually selling the products, integrating with people, educating a market, it is really, really tough. I mean, we briefly spoke before this, but what we were saying is that when we were talking to various institutions in 2017, the first question we'd get asked is, tell us about your Ponzi scheme. And that sentiment and narrative has changed over time as the market has been more educated. So the biggest lesson I think we've learned is to not only keep pushing ahead with your goal, focus on your vision, and focus on what you're trying to create, but it's also being nimble, adapting, and being able to educate the market about what your product is, where the value lies, and why it's so necessary to have exposure to crypto assets through a platform like Bitfund. So on the first, I mean, if you're sitting on the fence with crypto assets and allocating a portion of your investments to it, our best advice is to obviously educate yourself, understand the risks, but also understand the upside. I don't think you're ever going to see a wealth distribution in this era like you're going to see now. And the truth of the matter is whether you allocate 1, 5 or 10% of your assets to crypto, the truth is your downside is only 1, 5 or 10% according to the allocation, but your upside is infinite. So to miss out on an opportunity like this is actually negligent in our view. The second parting thought that we'd like to leave is probably go for it. The biggest thing South Africa is facing is that unemployment is at an all-time high. And people are really struggling economically and financially to sustain themselves and their families. And there's no better time to invest in yourself, chase your dreams than now. And in fact, I came across a really good quote or podcast yesterday where they spoke about the fact that having a job is exactly like renting out your time. All you're really doing is you're renting out your time, and in exchange, you're getting a rental fee, which is your salary. You cannot have a capital asset or invest in yourself without actually going for it. And entrepreneurship is the best way to do it. So give it a shot. Your downside can always be limited, and just absolutely keep hustling until you make it. The best way to get hold of us is on our website at www.bitfund.co.za. We have a whole lot of information on our page, and if you'd like to get in touch with us on our live chat, feel free to send a message and we should respond as quick as possible.